topic we will be covering about what is scheduling, the various scheduling criteria, the types of scheduling and various algorithms of scheduling. So let's see one by one. First of all, we need to know what is scheduling. So scheduling is a process of assigning a CPU time to a particular process. Now what is a process? A program which is in the execution stage is known as a process. So this is known as scheduling. There are various scheduling criteria. First is CPU utilization. So the CPU utilization should be 100%. It's like it should be very high. Always the CPU should be kept as busy as possible. Throughput is how many processes are getting executed in a particular time, and it should be very high. Then comes turnaround time. Turnaround time is a time between the submission of process and the time of the completion of process. Time between the submission of process and then the completion of process. So the turnaround time should be low. Waiting time is a time the process spends waiting in the ready queue. So obviously the waiting time of any process should be less. Then comes response time. Response time is a time taken to the process by the process to generate first output. So the response time should be also low. Okay, so there are 5 types of scheduling criteria: CPU utilization, throughput, turnaround time, waiting time, and response time. CPU utilization 100% high, throughput very high, turnaround time low, waiting time low, response time low. Okay, then there are various types of scheduling. First is known as preemptive scheduling, and the second is known as non-preemptive. So one important definition you should be knowing, or a concept you should be knowing, is known as burst time. Burst time is the time taken by the CPU to execute the process, and this is the definition, and it should be. So there are 2 types of scheduling: preemptive, non-preemptive. So in that there are some various scheduling algorithms which has been broken into preemptive and non-preemptive. So SJF preemptive. So first we will see what is non-preemptive. So non-preemptive is basically if one process is being getting executed by the CPU, and if some higher priority process arrives, so it will not interrupt the process which is currently getting executed. Okay, this is all about non-preemptive. But in case of preemptive, if currently a process is been running by the CPU or getting executed by the CPU, so if higher priority process arrives, so the process which has been currently running by the CPU will get preempted, will get stopped, and then the higher priority process will get executed. So that's why it's called as preemptive, and another one is called as non-preemptive. So there are various types in that, algorithms, scheduling algorithms in that. First is FCFS, that is first come first serve. So in this, a process which enters the queue first will get executed by the CPU first. It will get executed completely, and then the another process will enter the CPU. Then comes SJF. SJF is like shortest job first, whichever is having whichever process. Like now see, it's like each process is assigned a burst time. So the process which is having a shortest burst time will get executed first. And same applies for this, like if higher like if after like a process has been executed which is having a shortest burst time, and if some another process arrives which is having burst time less than the process which is been getting executed, so it will not stop. The process which is currently getting executed by the CPU will be getting executed completely, and then this process which has arrived will get entry to the CPU. Then comes priority scheduling. Now in this, each process is assigned a priority from ranging from highest to lowest. The 0 priority is the highest priority, and numbers ranging below that, 4, 5, 6, these are ranged as lower priorities. So in this, each process is assigned a priority, and according to that, whichever is having the highest priority will get executed first and will be given the CPU first. So this was all about non-preemptive, 3 types: first come first serve, shortest job first, and priority scheduling. Okay, now comes preemptive scheduling. So preemptive consists of also 3 scheduling algorithms. These are now here also SJF and here also SJF, but the difference is that here if higher priority process arrives, so the currently executing process will get preempted and the newly arrived process will get CPU. Okay, then same applies for priority. Now here the new thing is round robin scheduling. In this, in case of priority, fair chance is not given to all the process. So in order to overcome that, round robin scheduling is used. In round robin scheduling, the process each process is assigned a time quantum, so that fair chance is given to all the process. Every process will get access to CPU for particular time quantum, and then they will leave the CPU. So in this case, fair chance will be given to all the process. Now this was all about preemptive and non-preemptive scheduling. In the next video, we will be seeing about the sums and the examples